I mean, Owen Cadigan has had very good first half. Here we see, look, there's the 4 guys turned and they're facing back towards goal. Yeah. There's not a man of their own in sight, and the ball breaks out to Cannon and it's straight over the bar. Watch it again, the ball brought down here. We'll circle it out on the wing here. There's John O'Brien in isolation, all on his own, right? And I mean, again, it's inevitable that the ball is actually going to go out there. Here he is. Watch it again. Hand pass outside. And this is a great score. And you see John Garner there. John Garner started a right half-back. Whether they've made that switch now to put him on the other side of Sean Olg on the right. But that half-back line have been sucked in completely, where you have 5 or 6 Cork guys under the ball in central positions, and as soon as it breaks, you're thrown out to the runners of Tipperary, you know. So
fair play to Liam Sheedy. You know, it's a brilliant tactic.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's kept running corner out of the game.
You're talking about the Cork full forward. Like, there isn't that much ball going in, because the half-back line have been dragged all over the place. Centre field isn't really in it. So, like, Tip have about 70 to 80% to play, but they're still having them out of sight. They'd want to be careful, or Cork will come right back into the game.
All right, lads, we're going to have more on this Munster Hurling Championship match, and that's right after these.
Michael, because I mean, Tip had all that first half. They've had a lot of opportunities. I mean, we've seen over the past number of years. I mean, Cork have come good in the second half period when they've kept themselves in the game, and those 2 points before half time were actually crucial to him. I think Owen Cadigan has acquitted himself very, very well in that first half period. Shane O'Neill has been a big loss to him going off, because he was their tallyman back there, certainly. Get it right in their half-back line, and I would just agree with Michael Dignan as well. I mean, Cathal Naughton, I think, has to come into the fray at this stage. There are other guys. I mean, I saw a few of their challenge matches over the last couple of weeks. Guys like Fintan O'Leary, Paddy O'Sullivan, Patrick Cronin, all these guys did very, very well in those games. And if it isn't going right in the first 5 or 10 minutes, Dennis Walsh and his management team will have to bring these guys in.
If Naughton comes in, Ger, who's going out?
I'd say Jerry O'Connor. You know, he's completely out of the game. Now, there's an awful lot. Timmy McCarthy's hardly touched the ball, you know. Inside in the full forward line, Cian Murphy, well, Patrick Horgan, who's a great player, hasn't touched it. But, I don't know what about the lads. Are we seeing the end of this possession game, the tippy-tappy hurling, as Cyril often called it? Because Tip are so fast, they're so fit, their work rate are so great, they're closing down all of that kind of short passing stuff. Would Cork be better off now to go to a more direct game in the second half even already? And if you have a big full forward like a sack inside, get it and drive it in, and let your corner forwards be coming in for the break. So a much more sharper, more direct game is Cork's only hope of retrieving this.
To win any game, you have to have the engine going right. The Cork engine isn't going. Half-back line midfield aren't in the game in the first half. There's 5 guys there that have been kind of really out-hurled. Now, if you're going to win, they're going to have to get on top.
It's a very warm day down in Thurles, obviously. That must be a factor for some of the lads who've been there for a while, the McCarthys, I suppose, the Connors and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, they're talking about who to win on. If Cathal Naughton comes on, he could even come on in the full forward line and go out as a third midfielder. But I expect Tip to drive on. If they're going to make a real show of this championship, they have to drive on from here. And they have to go as well, go for broke, stick a goal or two in the net. This game needs a goal or two, because even though it's a good contest, it hasn't really come to light.
4 points in it, though, in a hurling championship match, Joe.
It's nothing, all right?
But sometimes a point is an awful lot in a hurling game, you know. And 4 points is a lot today, because Tip are so much on top. They should have been enough. They should be much further ahead than they are. Now, if they get a goal, it's all over. If Cork come out with a much more aggressive kind of attitude, maybe with a few changes, younger legs, because definitely the Sean Ogues and the John Garners, even though John Garner's a young fella, there's an awful lot of lethargy there in that Cork team. It must be faster, it must be sharper, and it must be more direct if Cork are to get back into it.
OK, let's see what's going to happen. Lads, we're going to head back to Semple Stadium, where we're going to rejoin Marty Morrissey and Michael Dignan.
Thank you very much, Michael. Welcome back to Semple Stadium. No changes on either side. But we can tell you that Shane Murphy is now a permanent substitute. You may recall Shane O'Neill got injured in that opening half. As Cork and Tipperary resume the battle, and a place against Clare in the Munster semi-final on June 21st is at stake. Here is Shane Murphy. Lays it off as Cadigan. Lark Corbett getting it inside. There's a chance here for Tipperary! Wonderful goal. This is a ball that should have been cleared. But when the ball came in to Callanan, there was no stopping it. Not even the great Donald.
No, and it might have took a slight deflection there, but Ger Lucknan back today for the first time in a couple of years.
Great control, but loses a little bit too much of it. Picked up by the goal scorer, Callanan. Pulled in the air. Comes for Sean Ogue. Cork need to get the ball in now to Sake O'Halpine. He's willing to take on Paul Kern. Paul says, "Thou shalt not pass." And Osaki O'Halpine gets his first point in championship hurling.
Yeah, Marty, I think psychologically that's fierce important. Again, Sean now picks him out a great ball inside and used his strength to shake off Paul Curran, a good score, and I think that's very important.
Good ball down for his Lark Corbett. Inside is Callanan again. Cork are exposed here. He's going for the point and he's well taken. That's a goal and 3 points for the centre half forward. He can afford a smile. Great pass from Corbett. Callanan called and Callanan delivered. He's just had a bad miss. He's just had 2 in fact, but he's still given the responsibility of taking the penalty. It's a real test of mental strength. Here he goes, and Cummins, brilliant save. Fabulous save by Brendan Cummins from Ballybacon Grange. Pat Horgan hit it well, but he hit it straight at Cummins, and Cummins just literally closed his eyes, but he was in the right place.
It hit his body, but the Cork crowd are incensed here. Timmy
right on his own goal line. Breaking ball, picked up by Gardner, captain of Cork. The Piercing man drives it in and sends it over the bar for a truly inspirational point, because his back was to the goals at the Callanan end, and still responding at the other end as that continues on. And here's the Donal Logue has thrown Micheál Webster's Hurley away. Ben O'Connor down at this end. There is the substitute Cronin, and that's a point. Tara Cronin registers his first point in the Munster Championship of 2009. Down at the other end, the two boys are rather quiet at the moment, but you can see Micheál Webster's Hurley takes his eye off the ball, and here come Jerry O'Connor and Cork. Evo stick being used by the Newtown Shandrum man, gives it to his twin brother, goes for the point, it's hit high, it's hit over the bar. 9 points for Ben O'Connor. Cork are not beaten yet, and the fans, loyal fans, respond to what's happening on the pitch. Cork introduced another substitute as we look at Ben O'Connor. Back in the 70s and 80s, super sub Pat Cronin. Must have looked at recent videos, because this is an impact sub. 2 great points by the Bishopstown star. 2 to the slither, and in fact, to be fair, Pat Cronin was right beside him. But we can tell you now that number 24 is Brendan Marr from Borrisoleigh, and coming off is the Tipperary captain, Conor O'Mahony. It's good to see Conor back playing. He's had a bout of the mumps, and that takes time to recover, so it's good to see him playing.
It is, and he was down for the last few minutes, and Owen Kelly seems to be dragging the leg badly. That's obviously an effect from the back into the hamstring, and you know, it's very hard to come out there after missing months of training and perform here, even though Conor O'Mahony had a great game while he was on, but it's hard to last it out for the full 70 minutes.
Owen Kelly with the free and the point. Surface lays it back for his Ronan Curran. Cork throwing everything at the champions. Here's O'Halpine. Osaki beats Paul Curran. The pass inside is not a good one. Cummins is on the deck. In comes the substitute Paddy O'Sullivan, and the referee has blown his whistle for a foul on Brendan Cummins. Going to be a free out for Tipperary, and indeed for Brendan Cummins. Just watch this again. Isaki O'Halpine got inside. The pass was not a good one. Brendan Cummins did well here, and he just got a touch of an elbow there from one of the Cork players. Good goalkeeping, brave goalkeeping, as obviously Pat Horgan just Mr. Consistency fucked away. Farrell's Lark Corbett. Chance here for Benny Dunn. Hits it sweetly. Quality players always come to the surface when the chips are really down. And Tipperary, 10 minutes since Cork scored. And if they can get an equalising goal, we'll have 10 minutes each way, extra time, remember. Here comes the ball. Here comes the point. It's his third of the afternoon. Cathal Naughton hasn't really got a touch since introduced. Consequently was blocked. Shane McGrath gives it out to Benny Dunn, going for his second point, and he's got it. Joyce in Semple Stadium. Brendan Cummins goes to the ground because Cork have been beaten. What did they say in the past? Once Cork are beaten and the hay is saved, well then it's a great day for Tipperary. But here today, they showed tremendous composure because Cork threw everything, absolutely everything at them in the second half. I think you'd agree, Michael Dyke.
I think